Hubstaff versus ActivTrak. Which workforce productivity and time tracking platform is the best choice for your business? I'm Devin Hennig with SelectHub, and today we're helping you figure out which time tracking and productivity solution is the best fit for your organization. We'll break down key features, strengths, and ideal use cases for each platform. This episode is sponsored by Hubstaff, but as always, we're keeping the comparison fair, data-backed, and buyer first. Let's dive in. Quick note, before we get into the comparison, it's important to level set. Neither Hubstaff nor ActivTrak uses key logging, email monitoring, camera access, or video recording. Both platforms are designed for workplace productivity, not personal surveillance. With that in mind, let's dig in. Overview: Hubstaff versus ActivTrak. Hubstaff is a time tracking software platform that turns work hours into actionable insights through built-in productivity monitoring, workforce analytics, and global payroll integrations. Rather than focusing solely on behavioral trends, Hubstaff starts with verified time data and analyzes it using metrics like application usage and activity levels to surface meaningful insights about how work gets done. Its insights tool helps leaders understand productivity patterns, utilization, and efficiency across teams, turning time data into analysis that can inform better decisions. Also, their silent app offering can be deployed on company-owned devices for consistent, low-friction data capture in the background. As a result, Hubstaff is well-suited for organizations that need reliable workforce data they can act on, supporting performance management and operational clarity. ActivTrak, on the other hand, is primarily a workforce analytics and productivity insight platform. It focuses on behavioral data and trends, essentially how work gets done across your team. ActivTrak provides breakdowns of application and website usage, highlights focus versus distraction time, and uncovers patterns that can help leaders improve productivity and prevent burnout. And it emphasizes analytics and aggregated insights, while Hubstaff emphasizes transparency and user-controlled tracking tied to work being performed. Lastly, it's important to note that ActivTrak is meant largely for company-issued devices, not BYOD environments common for remote teams or part-time distributed contractors. Vendors like Hubstaff, on the other hand, are primarily for BYOD use cases like remote, hybrid, and distributed scenarios, although it does offer another software application that can run silently in the background. In summary, Hubstaff provides deep functionality around time tracking and covering the whole flow from logging hours through to payroll, while ActivTrak stands out for productivity analytics and behavioral insights. Now, let's dig deeper into how their features compare side by side. Core focus: ActivTrak emphasizes analytics over enforcement. It provides productivity trends and coaching insights rather than centering everything around hours logged. Hubstaff prioritizes precision time tracking and accountability, things like clocking in and out, active versus idle time, and verification signals for accurate billing and payroll. Neither approach is better, it just depends on whether you need big picture workforce insights or granular time and attendance data. Time tracking and payroll. This is where Hubstaff tends to stand out. Hubstaff was built for accurate time tracking on projects and tasks with the ability to generate timesheets, calculate pay, and support payroll and invoicing workflows. ActivTrak does active versus idle time, but it's not really designed as a payroll or billing engine. So if you want time tracking tightly tied to payroll, billing, or client proof of work, Hubstaff will typically be the better fit. Employee monitoring. Both tools offer activity monitoring, but their styles are different. ActivTrak runs continuously in the background during work hours, focusing on aggregated behavior patterns and productivity trends. This can be useful for high-level insights, but it offers limited ability for employees to pause tracking or exclude personal activity while using the same device. Hubstaff is built around explicit user-controlled tracking. Employees decide when to start and stop the timer, they can pause tracking at any time, and they can delete track time if personal activity was unintentionally captured. Monitoring features like screenshots and activity levels are optional and configurable by role, team, or region. If your company prioritizes behavioral analytics and coaching insights, ActivTrak is a strong option. If your culture emphasizes employee autonomy and transparency while still needing accountability, Hubstaff's user-controlled tracking model may be the better fit. GPS and mobile work. If you have field or mobile employees, Hubstaff includes GPS tracking and mobile time tracking so teams can log hours on the go and verify location-based work. ActivTrak is primarily designed for computer-based knowledge work and isn't really a GPS-first field workforce tool. Productivity analytics. ActivTrak's dashboards help teams spot trends like focus time, collaboration patterns, workload distribution, and where time gets lost to distractions. Hubstaff offers productivity signals too, like activity levels and app and URL tracking, but typically leans more toward tracking and reporting than deep behavioral analytics. If you want insights for guided coaching and process improvement, ActivTrak is worth a closer look. Project management and integrations. Hubstaff has a slightly longer list of integrations, 35 at our most recent count versus ActivTrak's 19, which help it sit nicely inside a project or operations stack. ActivTrak generally stays more focused on analytics and visibility, intended to complement your existing task, project, or HR tools rather than replace them. Security and compliance. Both Hubstaff and ActivTrak are built for business use and offer the security fundamentals you'd expect, like access controls and protections for employee data. For most buyers, security won't be the deciding factor between these two. The more important question is what data you want to collect, how it's used, and how it aligns with your culture and policies. So, which tool is right for you? It largely comes down to what problem you're trying to solve. Consider ActivTrak if your priority is understanding productivity patterns across teams so you can improve workflows, coaching, and resource planning, especially in large organizations where you want insights without heavy-handed monitoring. Consider Hubstaff if you need reliable time tracking tied to projects or clients, billing, payroll, or attendance, or if you're managing remote or field teams where location tracking and proof of work features matter. Both platforms offer demos and trials, so if you're on the fence, the best path is often to pilot each tool with a small group and evaluate adoption, usefulness, and how the experience feels. If you want help narrowing down your list, check out the links in the description for more resources, including SelectHub's platform where we've analyzed hundreds of solutions and compared them side by side. Thanks again to Hubstaff for sponsoring this video. I'm Devin Hennig with SelectHub. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.